Fairlane's finally finished. It's time to take it for a kebab.
I reckon it definitely is.
Yep.
Kebab? I'm keen for a kebab.
Homeless Dan.
Yeah.
Where the hell have you been this whole build?
Oh, my car went, I had a nap in there, and I don't know, 4 weeks later or whatever it was.
4 weeks.
4
months
weeks
later.
3 months later.
It was a good nap.
Have you been living there that whole time?
Yeah. I'll have a kebab though.
Get into it. Celebratory HSP.
This is to celebrate the car's done.
It's pretty quick.
And we're going to be doing this again for you folks.
It
Yeah.
was quicker than I expected.
Really?
No, it went good.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
If anyone wants to know why I have a sun visor on my car, it's because it's good to hold things when you don't want to put it on the paint. And also the windshield on these things is so slanted, you can lean stuff on it. Anyway, we're going to enjoy these now. We'll talk to you later.
Story time.
Would you like to hear a story? So, the Fairlane. The Chronicles of the Fairlane.
The Chronicles.
The Chronicles of the Fairlane.
This car's been fighting us.
What happened, Nathan?
We've had a solid 3 days of getting this Fairlane to where it should be. It was supposed to be a one-nighter fix, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A good 5 hours, one-nighter fix. We didn't film any of it because we thought, we'll get it going. You know, we'll fix it and we'll get a video for you guys of it driving and whatnot. But it took a turn for the worst.
So, for those that not aware of what happened, when we first drove the Fairlane and we went for the test drive, everything went awesome, didn't it? It was an awesome driving car, no problems. Get home, and all of a sudden, oil starts puking everywhere. Everywhere. We think, okay, maybe the sump's leaking. We've had a couple issues with the sump leaking around the seal, and we use cork gaskets. Some people say they're no good. So we think, all right, we'll get her up on the hoist.
Put it up on the hoist, and then I'm like, we could drop the sump an inch, I reckon. You know, I'm like to Mike, we can do it. There's an inch of drop on the sump before it hits the K-frame. And then what happened? I dropped the sump, and then something fell into the sump.
And there was this noise.
And Michael looked at me like, are you serious? And I'm like, it wasn't me.
Alright, so we've managed to get the sump to drop.
Oh, what just dropped in? The pan.
That's when it all started to go downhill. It just got worse because we realised, I thought, oh, maybe it was just the seal. You know, the rubber seal on the timing case is falling in, no big deal. So we try and fish it out. We fish it out. It's not a rubber seal. It's the timing chain guide at the bottom of the crankcase has fallen off. Okay, at this point, sump's coming off. Sump has to come out. We need to look at what's going on. We need to get the timing. We need to get it out. We couldn't get it out.
So we sat there, composed ourselves for about a good 20 minutes.
Oh,
We were devastated.
devastated, yeah.
We just sat on the ground and just looked. This car's done me good. This is a whole 2-week fix. And then got our grumpy asses into gear. We dropped the K-frame, got the sump out, to hurry the story up a bit. And then the timing case, a little bit of the timing case fell into the sump.
Yes.
So then Michael was figuring out things.
The timing case in the engine, no good. There's a chunk of it sitting in the sump. Has to be replaced. It's actually blown a hole in the timing case itself. That was where all that oil was coming from.
So then, obviously, we have a second motor there. So, boom, straight over to the other motor. And it took a bit of battling to get the harmonic balancer off, didn't it?
Yeah, I broke a puller tool. I broke a puller, trying to get the damn thing off. And when we finally did get her off, after fighting with it for, I don't know, half hour maybe, had a look. Would you believe it? The timing case has also got a hole in it. This is actually off the second motor. The original motor in the Fairlane. But what happened in the Fairlane when we drove it, pretty much the exact same thing happened. See the big hole right there?
Oh, hello, I see you.
there shouldn't be a hole there, because that's where the timing guide sits there, and that's what we cracked. We think the reason why that cracked,
We don't think, we're pretty certain.
pretty certain, is when we were doing the cam, we had the cam gear obviously taken off, so the chain was just sort of sitting there loose. And when we filled one of the cylinders,
Second cylinder, we filled it with air.
yeah, the motor shifted really quickly and abruptly, and that was probably our fault because we filled it with air too quickly. Probably should have come on a bit slower. And what happened, I reckon, is the chain went backwards. Chain bunched up somewhere along here and tried to pull through, bunched up, and that's what actually cracked it. Because that's what happened as soon as we got the cam in the car and running. We had an oil leak, which we thought we fixed just by tightening up the sump, but turns out it didn't, because it spewed oil everywhere. The reason why it happened on the second motor as well too is because when we're trying to get the balancer off the second motor, we had the head off earlier, so timing chain was loose again, and when we're trying to crack that balancer, motor went back and forth again, and probably the exact same thing happened again. So it was our own fault.
Yep.
So we learnt the lesson the hard way.
Twice.
Twice.
But
now we know.
that's it.
And now it lives on our wall of shame. Or our wall of offering to the gods of speed.
Not just a hole though, it's cracked from side to side.
Yeah.
And it's been cracked the whole time.
See that crack that runs
Can you try and pull it apart a bit? It's hard to see.
I'm worried it'll actually come apart.
No, I don't really care.
But
It'll
that
look cooler.
crack right across there looks like it's been in the motor for a fairly long time, and this was caked in oil. So
Yeah, it's really interesting that one's probably been cracked for a long time.
yeah, we got no idea how that's happened, but it obviously did at some point. But that's why we went through 2 timing cases. Yeah.
So that engine was losing oil through that crack or through that hole whole time. That's why it was so gunked up on the front of that motor.
Yeah. Not ideal.
Yeah.
So then we quickly jump on to anyone that we could find to try and think of where we're going to get another timing case from.
The guy that lives down the street from me, Jonathan, thank you for your help. I raced down to him and grabbed a timing case, which was an AU, which at the time I was in a rush. I looked at it, I said, yep, looks exactly the same, except there's one more sensor in the front. I thought we could just put it in there, cut the wires off, that'll do. So, bought a new gasket kit.
We put that timing case in, got it all buttoned up. We're thinking, yeah, we're sweet, we're going well. Go to bolt the sump up. Doesn't have a groove in the bottom of the timing case to suit the rubber seal that the sump uses. And that's when we found out that an AU timing case is not the same as an EFEL.
Because they use a cast aluminium sump, not a tin sump.
So, timing case comes back off again. We're at our wit's end. We're out of timing cases. We've got nowhere to go. We've checked everywhere. We've rang anyone that we could possibly think of. Any wreckers we could think of. And we thought, you know what? Let's just put a post up on Instagram. Let's see if people can help us. So we did. Nothing all night. And I'm thinking, tomorrow we're going to have to go hunting and pick apart for a timing case. And then we get a message from Mr. Condello saying he has a timing case for us, an EF timing case. It's already off the motor. We don't have to pull anything apart. It's there for us. It's an hour and a half away from us, but it's there for us. So I knock on your door at 7 o'clock in the morning. Nathan, get out of bed. I found us the timing case. So we hit the road. We drive all the way out there. We pick ourselves up a timing case. Grab ourselves
Another gasket
another gasket kit. So if you want to know which gasket kit to buy for your timing case, we've used all 3 of them now on the market.
If there's more, well, when I break another one, we'll check that out.
So then we get home, we clean it up. 3rd time around, we put it on. By this stage, we're pretty good at putting on a timing case on Ford, by the way. We get her on. We manage to get the sump on, and it all goes well. And we think we're on the home stretch.
K-frame's back bolted up on.
Everything's back together.
Everything's back together.
Crank pulley's back on.
We got the balancer on.
Yeah.
Went to start it. And what happened?
It ran beautifully, except it had a squeal.
Yeah.
Where was the squeal coming from, Nathan?
The belt was rubbing against the tension, not the
idler pulley.
The idler pulley.
Yep.
And we both instantly noticed the balancer wasn't home. So it was sending the belt out and not in a line.
Wasn't on far enough. So we thought, we looked at this pulley and we're like, that doesn't seem right, but no big deal. Probably just needs to be tightened up. We try to tighten it up. It goes nowhere, does it? Torque wrench is maxing out.
We were clicking the torque wrench at 160, weren't we?
Yeah, and it was still clicking, wouldn't go on. We thought, All right, no big deal. Maybe we'll pull it off, realign it, put it back on again. Let's undo it. Everything we got, and it would not budge. We were hanging off this bolt trying to get it off.
So we wiggled it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then we finally got it loose, didn't we? And then we got that bolt out. The end of the bolt was tapered to a steel shank.
Yeah.
There was no thread left on it, and then we both just
The bolt destroyed itself.
we were broken.
About 10 mil in, and we just looked at the have we just threaded the crank?
We were broken men.
Yeah, we were devastated because we thought crank's coming out now, isn't it?
And then thank God, Mr. Tin Man Fabrications, he has a lot of tools in his shed.
Yeah.
And he had a 14.15 tap.
14 1.5 tap.
14 1.5 tap. We brought it back. We were scared to re-tap it, weren't we?
Yeah, because we thought, what are we doing now? Like,
Yeah.
the crank's stuffed.
Yeah.
Are we going to have to put another crank in? We were fully prepared. This is the next day, mind you. We think, what do we do? Crank could be stuffed. We looked at the thread in the crank. It was pretty mangled. But we managed to tap it and we cleaned it up. What did we end up doing then? We had to go buy another pulley kit. Another pulley kit.
Yeah, this is the next morning.
This is the next morning, which is
We're
now Sunday.
both fresh. We're preparing everything to be done. One hit wonder.
Yeah, we didn't leave anything to chance.
We re-tapped it again. We cleaned those threads out, made sure there was no gunk in them. We greased up every thread. We greased up the snout of the crankshaft. We greased up. We heated up the balancer. And then we thought we need a way to get this on without using the bolt. So we raced down to Repco. We bought the most expensive pull-up pusher you could buy.
But it's a nice kit. It's
Nice
a nice
kit.
bit of kit.
And then we were fully prepared and we sent it home, didn't we?
We sent it home and she went on, and ever
Beautifully.
since then she's been golden. But I can tell you, in those moments, they were some of the most frustrated, angry, sad, desperate, and just let down moments of my entire life working with cars.
And we do this for fun.
Yeah.
Quote Brenton.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and thank you to Brenton too for lending us the 27 mil spanner that we didn't have to actually use the tool that we needed.
It killed us, and we were just
Devastated. But we got there in the end.
But we took it for lunch on Sunday. That was our goal. We set a low goal to drive the car around the corner to get some lunch.
Yeah, well,
And we
the
did that.
original goal was kebabs on Friday night.
And then it was
let's get it out for lunch
Saturday night.
Saturday. Maybe Saturday night, and then all right, let's just get it out Sunday, arvo. And we did. So, look, the moral of the story is the reason why we're sharing this is because
Everyone makes mistakes.
everyone makes mistakes. We messed up.
Like, just shit happens. Like the thread, like we didn't have the right tools. You
Yeah.
know, having the right tools would have helped. We were pulling that balancer on with
Using the bolt.
using the
itself.
bolt. You but we learned our lesson. You buy the right tools and equipment. Not everyone has the right tools and equipment.
Yeah.
Um,
I've always done that in the past, and it's always worked out for me. And this one time it didn't, and you know what? We learned from it. I'll never do it again with a bolt, and I've got the right tool for the job. But
exactly right. But we got kebabs tonight, and the car drives great.
sometimes things go wrong. That was a job where the worst case went to the worst case, and then again and again and again, and the
Yeah.
worst case just got worse. And we kept thinking, do we stop? Do we give up? Do we chuck it in? But we're like, no, we have to get this done. And we got there in the end. And
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's been there. Everyone's done it. Everyone's experienced it. In fact, send us your stories. Let us know what your biggest headaches have been, what your biggest challenges you've had actually working on a car, something that just would not work for you. The time that the car just fought back relentlessly, because we've never had a car fight us
This much.
like the Fairlane fought us this weekend just being.
We got it done, but car's now done finally. It's up to me now. I got to go get it tuned. We will document that, getting it tuned. And yeah, they're always going to see this car.
Yeah,
The plans are endless for this car.
yeah. So
But yeah,
we just thought we'd share that with you. So if you're still listening,
yeah, I know.
if
We've
there's
gone
people
on a
still
bit.
here, thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Hope you had a laugh out of our misery.
Yeah.
Because we can look back at it now and laugh.
Yeah. And we can laugh at how this took us half an hour to set up this stage.
Yeah. I hope you appreciate the atmosphere that we've tried to create here. But thanks for watching, guys. We will catch you in the next video.
Episode. That better be.
I know, I was thinking that halfway through. Oh, I thought it wasn't for a second then.